Hi all, today we are going to discuss about static induction transistor, which is in short called as SIT. So it is a solid state version of the triode vacuum tube. The major purpose of designing this device is to decrease the turn on and the turn off time so that it can be used for high frequency applications. It can be used for high frequency applications. It is generally rated up to 1200 volts because upper limit of the voltage is not a limit in this device. It is designed in such a way it can be used for high voltage and high frequency applications. But only limitation of this device will be the on state conduction losses are more when compared to the BJT. So that is the major limitation of this device. So that we are going to see why and what is the reason and where it is applicable. So basic structure of this device will be like this. It is consisting of a N plus substrate. Above the N plus substrate, an N minus layer is formed, and above that the N layer is formed. So you can see here all the three layers are basically contains of the N layer only, and in between this N minus and this N layer is provided in order to increase the voltage withstand capability. This is used for increasing the voltage withstand capabilities. So now in between the P layer is provided. This P layer, these are formed in the form of a grid because this is formed as a P type. It is a buried grid like P type gate is provided. So this is connected to the gate. I am repeating once again. So this basically contains an N plus, N minus and N type layers with a buried grid like P plus grid substructure, and the advantage of keeping this P structures like a buried structure, that means it is a grid like structure, is in order to decrease the resistance between the gate and the source. That means it is used for decreasing the resistance of your gate circuit. What is the advantage of decreasing the resistance? By decreasing the resistance of your gate circuit, the capacitance effect will be negligible and hence it will have very less thermal resistance. It will have very less thermal resistance. So now coming to the symbol of this one, the symbol of this one will be like this. It just resembles a transistor symbol only. So only thing is the terminals are different here. This is called as a gate, this is called as a source. Instead of emitter it is called source, and instead of collector we call it as a drain. Normally this device is in the on condition. Unless the gate pulse is applied, it remains in the on conditions. Now let us see how it works. Let us assume I am connecting like this. Here I connected the positive terminal and here I connected the negative terminal. So because of this, what happens, as this connected to the positive, and you can see as the gate circuit is off, so this P layer does not have any effect on the carrying capacity of this circuit. So channel, how the carriers will be there, because it is N channel, the electrons will pass in the opposite direction to the conventional current. So the electrons will pass like this from the source to the drain. So that's why the upper terminal is called as source. So this is for electrons. So the conventional current direction will be opposite to this one. So conventional current direction will be like this. So now what happens, if you want to turn off this device, to turn off this device we have to apply the gate pulse. Let us see when you apply the gate pulse how this device is going to behave. So now what I have done, I have closed this switch and this gate voltage is changed. So when the gate is applied, you can see here the gate terminal, this is a negative terminal and this is a positive terminal. So it is like the P terminal is connected to negative and the source is connected to N terminal. So this N is connected to positive. So this P plus and N junction will get reverse biased. So when this junction is reverse biased, what will happen? A depletion region is found between this, because all these are connected in parallel grid together. So a depletion layer is formed around this P layer. So a depletion region is formed around this P layer. So the reason why this channel is not N plus channel, because we can keep N plus channel, then conductivity will be more, channel resistance will decrease. The reason for not providing it is actually my depletion region should expand more in the N region. My depletion region should expand more in the N region so that it will block the channel easily. That is my major purpose. For applying very less voltage itself, the channel should close. So this is possible only when this region is lightly doped, because we know that depletion region mainly expands in the lightly doped region. So that is the reason I provide this as lightly doping. So as the value of the voltage is increasing, automatically the depletion region that is formed will goes on increasing. So when the depletion region formed is increased, because this reverse bias depletion region increased, so it will not allow the current to block. So because of this, what happens? So this blocks the current. So as you are increasing the gate voltage, so gradually this depletion width increases, the current will goes on decreasing, and current will decrease gradually, and at some threshold value of the VGS, the current will completely block. That means if the value of VGS is greater than the threshold, the depletion region will completely cover the channel, it cannot conduct further. So we can conclude from here, it is a normally on device, and when you apply the gate voltage, that is negative voltage between the gate and the source, so that will block the channel, and if you apply the voltage greater than some threshold, it will completely block it. So here you can see the current is carried only by the majority carriers, only one type of carriers are there. So that's why it will have the positive temperature coefficient of resistance. So the advantage of having the positive temperature coefficient of resistance is we can easily operate these devices in parallel. So how it will be operating in parallel? Let us assume I am taking two devices. I have taken two devices. Let us assume here there is one switch and here there is the second switch. These are connected in parallel. So let us assume due to some reason, this is the current carried by this one, this is the current carried by these two. So this is the total current. So due to some reason, let us assume the I1 is increased. So whenever the I1 is increased, what will happen? When the current is increased, because there will be a forward conducting drop will be there. So when the current is more, automatically the drop will be more or the losses will be more. So when current is increased, the losses increases, so temperature increases. So when temperature increases, what will happen? The resistance increases, because as it is a parallel circuit, when resistance is increases, the current will decrease. That means even by mistake, due to some reason, if the overloading is increased or the current in any one device is increased, so automatically the resistance will increase and it will bring back the current to the normal level. So this is what is done automatically. That's why these devices can be operated in parallel. Like if you take for the case of negative temperature coefficient like BJT. So in the case of negative temperature coefficient, what happens? When the temperature is increased, the minority carriers increases, because their majority and minority carriers both are there. The thermally generated carriers or minority carriers, because they will increase in those devices. When the minority carriers are increased, because resistance is decreased, it will carry more current. So when it is carrying more current, again temperature increases, again resistance decreases, that is cumulative, and completely one particular device will damage. So that problem is not there in this device. That is the advantage of this one. So let us proceed further. So this, when VGS is negative, then this P plus N junction get reverse biased and hence it is blocking. So two differences are there. So for the case of gate, the source is taken as a reference and it is a normally on device, and when you apply the negative voltage to the gate, it will block the passage of the current. As here you can see that the passage, it is blocked here whenever you remove the gate supply. Whenever you remove the gate supply, so this can recover at a very faster rate. This can recover at a faster rate, or the charges that are trapped here can be removed at a faster rate, because only one barrier is there and carrying is only because of the majority carriers. So the switch on and switch off time, or the turn on and turn off time, is very less in this device. So that is the major advantage of this device. So although the device conductance drop is lower than that of the MOSFET, but still it is greater than the power BJT. That is a limitation. So example, I am taking 1500 volts 180 amperes. SIT has a channel resistance of practically around 0.5 ohms. So what will be the drop now? 0.5 multiplied by the current. So 0.5 multiplied by 180, around 90 volts will drop, which will be very high for general purpose power electronic circuits. So that's why this device is never used in general purpose applications, because of high voltage drop, which is not permissible. But the advantage of this one is the turn on and turn off times are around 0.25 to 0.35 microseconds. So as the turn on and turn off times are very less, so automatically the turn on and turn off losses also very less in this type of device. So that's why these are particularly useful for high voltage and high frequency but low current applications. Why low current applications? So that the on conduction, during the conduction, the voltage drop and the losses will be mainly depending on the current. If current is less, automatically they will be less. So that's why these are used for high voltage, high frequency, low current applications such as AM/FM transmitters, induction heaters, and high voltage low current power supplies, ultrasonic generators, etc. So in these applications we generally go for this device. I hope what is the working of this SIT is completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you. Thank you very much.